Hi, my name's Snehal Mulchandani,
And I'm Vinay Adabala.
and today we're going to be presenting which popular phone emits the most electromagnetic radiation. People use cell phones every day. Cell phones emit microwave, also known as electromagnetic radiation. The Safety Board limits microwave emissions to 1 milliwatt per centimeter squared. Some reliable sources have stated that the cell phone industries have tried to hide research about the negative effects of electromagnetic radiation. The iPhone 6 has been reported to be reaching the breaking point of safe limits of emitted radiation. iPhones have several transmitters that can simultaneously emit microwave radiation. However, Samsung phones have the technology to reduce radiation while emitting it away from the cell phone user.
Our hypothesis is that if we test different popular phones for electromagnetic radiation levels, then the iPhone 6 should have the highest level of radiation because it has multiple transmitters that emit microwave emissions. It is said to be reaching the breaking point that is set by the US Board of Safety, and Samsung phones minimize radiation and emit it away from the user. In our project, our independent variable is the type of phone. Our dependent variable is the amount of radiation emitted by it. Our constants are the radiation tester, the testing room, and the person reading the amount of electromagnetic radiation emitted by the phones.
The following video will explain how we did our experiment. First, get your radiation detector and phone. Next, turn on the radiation detector and rub its probe against the phone.
When that's happening, read the measurement displayed by the detector and record. Perform 3 trials of testing the phone when it's on, off, and receiving a call, and then record in your lab notebook. Here we have our results measured in milliwatts per centimeter squared. We have the results for the average radiation with the phone locked, with the phone at the home screen, and when receiving a call.
This first graph represents the average radiation emitted from popular phones. We made this graph by averaging the radiation with the phone locked, at the home screen, and when receiving a call. This graph is arranged in order from most radiation to the least radiation. The iPhone 6 is shown at the highest with an average of 0.85 milliwatts per centimeter squared, the iPhone 5S with 0.83, the Samsung Galaxy S3 with 0.81, the Galaxy S4 with 0.80, and the Galaxy S5 with 0.79 milliwatts per centimeter squared. On the next graph, we have a visual representation of our previous data table. As you can see, the iPhone 6 surpassed every other phone in all categories except when it was being locked, in which it was the same as the iPhone 5S.
The data we collected had a small range of numbers. However, the range represents a large amount of electromagnetic radiation. The iPhone 6 turned out to be the phone with the greatest amount of radiation emitted. Our data shows that the Samsung Galaxy S5 had the lowest amount of radiation at an average of 0.80 milliwatts per centimeter squared, while the iPhone 6 clearly had the highest average radiation at 0.85 milliwatts per centimeter squared. After that, the iPhone 5S turned out to be the second highest average radiation, which wasn't so surprising as its successor was first. It had the average radiation of 0.84 milliwatts per centimeter squared. Next, the third highest was the Samsung Galaxy S3 at an average of 0.82 milliwatts per centimeter squared. After that, at fourth came the Samsung Galaxy S4. It had an average radiation of 0.81 milliwatts per centimeter squared. We then noticed the pattern that Samsung phones have been improving the amount of radiation emitted by their flagship phones, while Apple's iPhones are emitting greater amounts of radiation, showing their little concern for this matter. We had 2 sources of error that could have affected our data. One source of error that may have affected our data was that we did not rub the probe of the radiation detector on the same spot every time. This could affect our results because the radiation would have differed due to where the transmitters were located on a phone, changing our results. Another error that could have occurred was that our radiation detector was a bit old and was composed of older technology, so it may have not been the best equipment to get the accurate level of electromagnetic radiation emitted by each phone. This is a problem because it may have altered the radiation level of a phone by a bit, changing our results.
Our data does support our hypothesis because it turns out that the iPhone 6 has the highest amount of radiation emitted, with an average of 0.85 milliwatts per centimeter squared. As our hypothesis had stated, the phones we tested had several transmitters which emit microwave or electromagnetic radiation. which can cause negative health effects. So, the iPhone 6, the phone that emits the greatest amount of radiation, poses the greatest health risk due to this electromagnetic radiation.
These are the sources we used to find information for our project.